Well, everybody knows that Chore-Time came out with what they call a quad heater, and so they've been becoming quite popular to put in rooter barns. And I guess the front counter wanted to know more information about it. So Chore-Time has 3 models, and they come in a 5-pound system that they'll operate on 5 pounds. And if we go to that system, we just gotta pipe the barn certain ways, and we've got to have so many heaters on at one time. So there's maybe a little more zoning issue. They also make a pilot style low pressure, similar to this, but this is a low pressure direct spark. So you've got three different ways to go. And the one that's with the pilot, it's kind of got similar to the old sit valve that we got on the Shenandoahs, similar to that. So 80,000 BTUs. We've been putting them in every other pole, in between the poles. Dave Rushin, for example, has got them, really likes them. We've put in a bunch up at Pete at Munson Feed. Glenn Klophocky bought a bunch. The end of April, we're going to be putting in, I don't know, what is it, 40, 50, 60 down at Princeburg Co-op. So from that aspect, it seems to be catching on real good. And what they like about it is they can actually put bigger rings instead of having smaller rings in the barn. What I like about it is, from our standpoint, is if you have these heat shields on, you only need 12 inches to the top from combustion. So if you really put your hand up there, there's hardly any heat up there. Now if you take these off, now you need 24 feet. And the minimum that they want is 6 feet out of the ground. So you can go higher, but that's the minimum that they want to operate. Couple of other things that I like from a service aspect is there's a 1/4-inch screw on this end, and you can pull that whole burner assembly out. You got it right here in your hand. So this is what the burner looks like. I'll pass that around there. So the other thing is they've gone to a waterproof box on them, so you can actually wash this heater down. So stay 12 to a foot and a half away from it as you're washing them, but you can actually rinse them and wash them down, which is encouraging. The only thing that the little bit that I've been working with them is, I think before I would wash them, I would blow this system off, because you know what dust does after you get it wet. It gets hard and crusty, and we're going to have issues. And if you look at that burner, that went through one block. And if you look inside that burner, you've got some dust already coming in back here at the control. And I can't tell you if it's going all the way down or not, but I think it's real easy. You can get in here, right here, and you could just blow some light air, and I think you could get it out. The other thing is right here, you can go right here and blow on the side of that burner. So we won't know this until the more we go, but I know we've got some farmers that like to wash them and disinfect them. So they're pretty basic to operate, actually. And there's just one orifice, so we can convert this to propane, natural gas very easily. Very easily.
You'd have to change the orifice in the control valve, probably. That's it.
No, airflow.
Airflow, and then the orifice, and that's it.
There's some baffles in there that have airflow now.
So the same control works for both?
Yep.
Huh.
So when you say it's low pressure, is it low pressure then on the natural gas and the propane if it's that heater?
Yes. Now when we say low pressure is on propane is 11 inches of water column, which is about a half a pound. When we talk about 5 pounds of pressure, that's actually high pressure. We are asking for 5 pounds, and Chore-Time requires that, going back to when I started this out, that when you hook up the 5-pound heaters, if you've got 10 or 8 or 12 heaters on, when they all come on at 5 pounds, they all have to be burning at the max of 5 and a minimum of 4.5. Now, if we've got some farmers that want, or growers that want to have a couple of zone stations, or the north end of the barn they want on one zone and the south end another. So if they want 4 heaters here and 4 heaters here, we got to pipe the barn differently, because when those 4 come on, they got to run at 4.5 to 5 pounds. Period.
What causes the difference in pressure? Why would there be a difference in pressure?
The 4.5 to 5, you mean, or what?
Yeah. Why do you have to pipe it differently?
Well, if we pipe it that he wants the zone in the north end, and he also wants the zone in the south end, so when the south end heaters would come on, it's going to take the pressure away from the north end heaters, and they don't want that. We got to have it run at 4.5 min, 5 max. So it's just a minor.
Just kind of a plumbing thing.
Yes.
Okay.
So this here style is low pressure with a 24 volt AC solenoid, so it doesn't really take a lot of current to operate.
So this is a radiant heat?
Yep.
Is it, okay, so how does that work?
Well, if you feel here,
Yeah.
it's hot.
Okay.
And as you can see that it's pushing down, and we didn't have a heat gun, but if you look at it, if you took your heat gun and you started out there, you start coming in, you're going to find a hot spot, and as you get closer underneath the heater, you're going to find another cooler spot. This is actually, with these heat shields on the end, we're actually getting heat pushed out this way, and we're getting it pushed out to the ends. And the one thing that I've noticed is, I call it a more comfortable heat when I'm in the barn working on them. And the other thing is, if you're up here on the ladder working, when you get above the heater, it's not like 120 degrees up there. And the other thing with Dave Rushin, I let him use back in December or January, he'd just gotten PALS, and I gave him my carbon monoxide tester. I said, just go out there and work with it for a few days. And he had readings of little 0 to 1. So I think that's a big encouragement right there, because we've got some heaters out there, and especially in the PALS or the brooders, where we have a lot of we get carbon monoxide.
Oh, okay.
So
Now, is there a way to tell, like, if it's running good, like right now, there's kind of that red glow, which unless we're close to it, you can't see it, but that's kind of a quick indicator?
Yep. And we even the 5 pound ones will get red also. And this is all stainless steel. It's not like a ceramic or anything. So, and I would think if you've got some holes in that burner that are plugged or restricted, you'll probably see like these will be bright orange, but then you might have a little dull or a blackout area. Should indicate that you got to